I good? Did I? Oh, why? Why am I so bad at this? I knew it had been too long without technical difficulties. Only a matter of time. 'Twas only a matter of time. Okay. I have done it. Back. Alright. I forgot what I was doing. Oh. No. One. There. It's like 5 buttons. You'd think I'd figure out how to start this by now. It's like, click this, and it's 2. You click 2 buttons and off to the races. But I've managed to fuck even that up, and here we are. Okay. All right. Next. On to the next ending.
誰もいない。誰も動いていない。体が動かない。
I'm still not a hundo on whether or not those last 2 endings were like the same or if they were like parallel, alternate, you know, separate endings. But sometimes it...
誰だよ散らかしっぱなしにしたのは。って僕か。
You know, sometimes it's like a parallel thing. I still think it was just like separate perspectives. That's my current running understanding. Oh my god. I still don't understand what this does. No. Pick different things this time. I don't know what the difference is. Sure. Absolutely. Got to keep that hair dry. Thank you. I love how it stops on that. It's like, no, you didn't. Did you know about the pregnant man though? Did you want to read about it? Did you want to have it described to you in detail? It's only the greatest thing ever. All right, step 1. That one. Oh god. Computer, please stop eating yourself. Enough. Why the hell would I want to go see blood? Blood? It'd be way too scary. This wasn't a haunted house or a horror movie. People were really dead and the killer was still on the loose. I didn't want to go anywhere that could be even the slightest bit dangerous. Actually, what was the new gen killer's motive anyway? Is it just some crazy person with a few screws loose doing it for fun? That was probably the safest assumption. And it's not too far off. I mean, from my understanding so far, maybe it's completely wrong. I don't even know anymore. Not that I cared anyway. It had nothing to do with me. By the way, I happen to be a bit of a mass murderer myself. And what's more, no matter how many I killed, everybody still called me a hero. Of course, this was all in ESO. Just comparing me and the killer made it clear how much better 2D is than reality. QED, I don't remember what that is. Do I know what that is? Did they tell me what that is? What's QED? It's like quantum explosive device? That doesn't seem right. Q Did I pass Q? Oh my god, I know the alphabet. Q, R, S. Did I pass it again? Am I? Oh, maybe there's nothing that is Q. L, M, N, O, P, Q. No. Okay, so there's no Q. So no, I have, what the hell is QED? Is it more Japanese slang that I don't know? I desperately tried to refuse Misumi's offer, while imagining myself delivering a flurry of violent jabs. The murderer? Oh yeah, I'll kick their butt the second I see them. My delusions, at least. I could kill anybody, and save anybody, too. But anybody who actually went and did that stuff in the real world was just an idiot. They weren't thinking about what would happen next. The new gen killer, for example, they were surely going to be caught before too long. Then they'd spend the next few decades in prison before finally being given the death penalty. I knew exactly what I wanted to say to them. You should have just done it in your delusions. Duh. What an idiot. Speaking of, I went to buy dinner. I took the route I always used to go to the local convenience store. From the base, it took about 3 minutes to get there. I knew the route well, with its filthy, dark street. But today, it felt strange, like I'd wandered into another world. Is that a cat? Is that a dead cat? That makes me sad. I don't like that. Everything looked the same as always, but it felt like I was coming here for the first time. There was this odd smell, like rotting garbage. I could feel the humidity clinging to my skin. If I hadn't known better, I would have assumed it had just rained. The air felt sticky. I looked and saw something on the ground, lying on the dark road. Yeah, it's the worst thing. Please don't zoom in on it. No. I don't wanna. At first, it looked like a plastic bag filled with garbage. I ignored it and kept walking. The eye was blending in with the back, and I couldn't see the eye. But when I got closer, this makes me sad. I don't like that. Like, of all the things in this game, this is the thing that makes me sad. I don't like it. Stop it. I saw it was the dead body of a cat. Blood, shit, and piss were coming out of its body as it lay there on the road. I quickly turned away. Yeah, don't want it. Well, that's creepy. The disgusting sight gave me goosebumps. I turned around to leave. There was another cat there. This one was alive. Its golden eyes were clearly visible in the darkness. They were staring at me.
なんだよ。
The cat quickly vanished behind me, a nearby object. Something about the thing gave me the creeps. I wanted to hurry to the convenience store, but I couldn't use this route. I wasn't going past that dead cat. I'd have to go around another way. I started walking, and then I realized something. For a while now, I'd been hearing a strange sound. You know, I only just now realized that too. That it only just occurred to me, yeah, this dinging is not usual. I gulped and listened closer to hear what it was. Oh. Oh, shit.
最悪だ。
Fuck was that? Is that like the dinging of the attack cats? I was sitting in front of my computer monitor. I gulped down some soda and sighed in my reclining chair. That delusion was just awful. It was probably because of all the disgusting things I'd been hearing about since yesterday. Sometimes I'd have delusions like these, things I could never come up with on my own. It usually... That's what it... You are coming up with it. I mean, I guess it's just... whatever. It usually happened when I was being influenced by something going on around me. Usually they were really nasty, disgusting things. Yeah, I guess there are thoughts that just sort of pop into your head. I guess that's the point, right? Maybe I just had too vivid an imagination. The less I understood about something, the more likely it was to show up in my delusions. Sometimes I'd get so scared I'd scream. If it was one thing to do... It was one thing to do that in the base, but at school, or even in a net cafe like the one I was in now, that was an absolute no-no. No, no, no. Oh my god, the dinging! Stop! The dingle-danging. Dingle-dang-donging.
コーラしかないじゃん。ミルクティーとか用意しといてよ。
Right? Yes. Have I done the green one? I think I did the neutral one and the red one, right? I've not done the green one. I could see her pale white throat moving up and down. I heard the sound of her gulping down the liquid.
せめてコップ使えよ。
Don't gulp something down. You're a girl, it's indecent. This is why 3D girls are shit. Oh, damn. Oh, why just... That phrasing is so... Damn. She put down the soda and looked at me, a little annoyed. Was her face a little red, or was I imagining it?
だってナナはお兄と関節キスしたかったんだもん。
Christ. I certainly didn't expect to hear that. She stared at me with a pouty expression. My whole body felt like it was struck by lightning. I couldn't turn my gaze away from her dewy eyes. This was like something out of an H game. I had a chance to seduce my own little sister. Please don't make me say these things. I don't want to say these things. You know? This is my voice, you know? I'm saying these things out loud.
だとしたらナナ悲しくなっちゃうな。
My lord.
言っとくけど、お兄相手じゃなきゃこんなことしないんだからね。
Nanami's voice was getting softer and softer.
お兄のバカ。
She whispered in a barely audible voice, and her head dipped completely down. What? Oh, complete. Whatever, her head dipped down. Her usual bratty attitude had disappeared completely.
ねえ、お兄。
Why?
関節だけじゃ
Why? Why? I tried to swallow, but my saliva refused to go down my throat. That's how much I was freaking out. Didn't understand what Nanami meant.
お兄と
Oh,
キス。
I wish I could say the same.
お兄が欲しいよ。
As I stood there in shock, she took a step towards me. I hate this on so many levels. This is... Why? I'd always thought of Nanami as just an annoying little sister. But now my heart was pounding so fast.
兄さん。16年間も我慢してきたんだよ。
Nanami reached out her hands and pulled me in.
キスして。
Oh my god, I'm getting flashbacks to fucking Sword Art Online. Oh, I don't want to think about that shit. Stop! Don't make me think about that! She tilted her jaw just a little, as if to beg me to do it. Okay. Stop. Go away. And she closed her eyes. My answer was... This is the part where it... Static, right? It's the best part. I like big sister types. Oh no, that's what this is, isn't it? This is the this ending. Oh, so this isn't. Oh no. I thought it was just gonna be this one, and I'd be like, all right, moving on. No, apparently, I'm guessing this is gonna be this whole playthrough is gonna be this whole chapter ending, whatever you want to call it, is gonna be this. Okay, all right. I guess I can commit to this, right? Can commit to this. All right. Like big sister types more. No. I like girls with no chance. Sure. Why am I committing to this? I have another 3D girlfriend besides you. No. You're cute, I'll admit that. Oh my lord. I want to kiss you. This is the part where I lose a bit of my soul and I'll never have it back, right? This is the part where I'll never see that part of me again. Goodbye. It's gone. Okay, fine. If you're that insistent, I'll kiss you. But I'm a man, you know. I might not find Nanami attractive at all, but I always wanted to kiss a real girl. That's incredibly depressing, if anything. I mean, there's so many levels to this. No, I'm committing to this. I guess even my little sister would count. Ah, my head. I'm already. This is just wrong. Thank you, Takumi. Please. That's so. Okay, so maybe it's I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I hope it went there and then comes back and never goes back. That's what I hope. But here we go. What kind of delusion was I having? I'm freaking myself out. I felt sick and disgusted with myself. Man, I am a creepy dude. I don't know how to say the stars. Creepy dude. Creepy. I wish I hadn't done that. What is that different than regular creepy? What is star creepy star? 2000s era Japanese otaku would sometimes add stars to the word creepy to make it even creepier. I mean, it does. I don't know how it's supposed to be read, but I guess I'll just say creepy. You know, I always tell myself, if Nanami was my stepsister and maybe had more of a cute little sister attitude, I might have been one of life's luckiest people.
どうしたの?
Nanami finished drinking her soda and looked at me in confusion. Crap, that delusion was making me feel all funny. I took a deep breath and wiped the disgusting delusion out of my mind. Okay, all right, maybe I will get to keep that bit of my soul after all. We'll see. It's that piece of my soul is on the chopping block right now. Depending on how today goes, it may or may not survive. Okay, so I picked. I wish I could remember what I picked the first time. I picked neutral the other day. I'm gonna go with. I think I picked green last time, or the first time. So I'm gonna go with red, and hope, because I want to see new stuff. You know, it's cool. Yes, this does appear to be new. Maybe it was just a reflection from a passing car, but a flash of light illuminated the lenses of her glasses. I heard it. Her lips twisted as if she was mocking me. There was so much distance between us. There were so many people around us. But still, I could hear her tiny laugh. And as she laughed, she suddenly lifted up her skirt. What? Okay. Dozens of small, shiny objects fell out from under it. They looked like crosses. I remembered the crucifixion I'd seen the other day. Oh my god. Alright, that red sclera around the eyes, that's terrifying. That's like, oh, that's awesome, but terrifying, but super cool looking. The look on her face was sheer insanity. Her eyes were bloodshot, her cheeks frozen, and a smile was on her lips. Then, for some reason, she started to walk across the street, even though the light was still red. I shriveled up in fear and tried to run, but my legs were rooted to the ground. I couldn't even speak. She was getting closer, crossing the street, the cross-shaped stakes in her hand. Stay away! Oh my god, that's so scary. I screamed in my mind, and then... Problem solved. She was hit by a truck that was driving down the road and thrown down the street. That I just remembered that scene from Wicker Man. Where he's on the boat. He sees the girl. He's like, "What? It's you." They're on the boat and the truck goes down. mows her down. Oh, I love that movie so much. Okay. Just the suddenness. I mean, it makes more sense here because she's in the street, but it just reminded me of that because it just came out of nowhere. All right. People around me started to scream. There were too many people between us for me to see what had happened to her. She got hit by a car. But I was sure that she was dead. She was dead for sure. She was lying on the ground, broken, bones shattered, and covered in blood. I'm saved, I told myself, and even though I knew it was a terrible thing to think. I came back to my senses. My body was soaked with an awful sweat. The people around me weren't screaming anymore. They were simply waiting for the light to change. There was no sign of any truck. And the girl on the other side of the street was still there, staring. Was what I'd seen just a delusion? Yeah, probably. The light changed. The crowd began to move. I couldn't move. Girl A didn't move. She didn't smile or flip up her skirt. She just stared at me. It was as if time had stopped for the two of us and no one else. Why wasn't she moving? Why was she just standing there? Didn't make any sense. It was weird. I shouldn't get involved. And involvement was thrust upon you. No choices. You become involved whether you like it. Okay. I think I picked the green one last time. Once again. And then the nooch one the second time. Again, I think. Yeah. Okay.
あなたのことが好きなんです。ずっと西条くんのことを見てました。もう見てるだけじゃ嫌なん
That
です。
face. She has some of the best faces. I really like. She has like the scary face, which is terrifying, and then the red-eyed one, which was like just a bonus. That was absolutely horrifying. And then this one is also really funny because it's just so awkward. The eyebrow is what makes it. It's she just looks so out of place. She's like, where am I? Her face was now bright red. For some reason, as she talked, she started to rummage through her bag. She seemed to be looking for something.
あなたの全部を私のものにしたいんです。それでいろいろ考えて一番素敵な方
You
法
must
を
die. Yeah.
思いついたんです。
And then she took out a brand new kitchen knife. It glistened in the light of the desk lamp. All I could do was stare at it in shock. My brain couldn't keep up with everything that was happening.
私あなたが好きだから。
Listen, I just want to kill you. So it's okay.
もう耐えられないから。
Her hands gripped the knife. She must have been gripping it terribly hard because her fingers had turned white. She pointed the blade straight at me. I started to shake my head no, so she'd know I didn't think this was a good idea. But there was no making her listen now.
あなたの肉とか
Listen, I know you want to kill me because, you know, you think it's a great idea, but listen, it's, you know, there are other options. She'd consider doing something else maybe. Has that ever worked? Has anyone ever been like, oh, you know what? That's a good point. Let me put this knife away.
骨とか
Go through the gift catalog and see if I can find you something better.
皮膚とか内臓とか脳とか目玉とかもちろんあなたの一番恥ずかしいところも全部私が食べてあげます。
Oh my god, again, yes! I love that face. That's so funny. Jesus Christ. She laughed an insane laugh as she leapt at me. There was a dull impact, a sense of pressure. I looked down at my chest. The blade of the knife was embedded deep within me. Listen, she got you a knife for Christmas and she just doesn't want you to lose it, you know? Where's the safest place for that? She let out a sweet sigh right next to my ears. The knife dug through my flesh and my bones. But I didn't feel any pain. Of course I didn't, because this was A delusion. Obviously. Scary. Yandere are scary. My own delusion was scaring the shit out of me. She's the best. She's the best at being scary. Those eyes. Whew. As I stood there shaking, Yua suddenly fell backwards and landed on her butt. She was rubbing her behind, looking a little teary-eyed. And then more things happen, you know? Still trying to figure out Misumi's purpose. He exists technically, you know? He's around. He says things sometimes. Like, I'm curious if he becomes more relevant in like one of the, like, I don't know, there's like the big last true ending, he's like the ultimate good guy, saves the day. All right, I know which one I didn't do. This one. It's this one. Oh, right. Nanami had the same strap on her phone. That was all. That's right. What was I thinking? Why did I feel so scared all of a sudden? I was just being a dork. Nanami said that Garo Froggy was really popular with teenage girls. It wouldn't be unusual at all for Yua to have some of that stuff. Oh my god, it's happening early. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Really, having a vivid imagination could be a handicap sometimes. It got exhausting, being afraid of your own delusions. Ha ha ha.
Nishijo-kun?
She looked up at me, tilting her head. I quickly forced myself to smile back. So I assume it's gonna end the same way. Her bag's gonna spill, and he's gonna see the... She's gonna flip. Get all mean. Huh? What kind of reaction is that? Why do you look so tense? Did I say something wrong? All I did was talk about Garo Froggy, so why? That is weird. The smile disappeared from her face, and she turned her head down so I couldn't see what her expression was like anymore. The bad feeling hadn't gone away. The deja vu I'd felt since I'd seen the 3 Garo Froggies on her bag. Had I really seen them before? I'd seen 3 Garo Froggies somewhere before, and Yua was afraid that I'd remember where. A sense of distrust welled up within me and began to take control of my heart. Should I trust her or not? Yeah, he's freaking adorable. I love Garo Froggy. I don't even care that it's like a Illuminati plot, basically. It's cute. Her voice was trembling.
私もあんまり可愛いとは思わなかったりするんですけど。
Get out.
何人かの友達からもらっちゃって気がついたら3つになってまして。
Her words were sounding more and more unnatural as she talked. She wasn't looking at me. She wasn't looking at me and smiling. A moment ago, she'd been so peaceful, so kind. I felt so hollow and empty. Please don't say another word, I whispered in my heart.
見せてあげましょうか。
Oops! She reached out toward her bag and tried to take the straps off.
ちょっと待ってくださいね。
Her hand was shaking a little. Maybe she was nervous because she couldn't get them off.
変だな。どうして外れないんでしょう。絡まっちゃってるのかな。
Well, good job, Butterfingers. She finally yanked one off by force, knocking the bag off the bench. It hadn't been zipped up, so her notebooks and textbooks went spilling everywhere. And then trueness happens. Trueness? Truth is the word I was looking for. That's what the actual word is. Truth. Let's see, I did the green one. the first time, I think. And I don't think I did the red one. I'm figuring it out. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe I already did do the red one and I'm blowing it right now. Nope, we're good. It wasn't long at all before I was called into the exam room. I thought I'd be asked to wait longer, but that wasn't the case at all. I assume he's gonna get, like, admitted to the psychiatric ward, tied up or something. What about all those people in the lobby? Maybe they were all fakes, but they're by the oh my god. Maybe they were all fakes, put there by the hospital to make it look busy. It was a different exam room than the one I'd been seen in 4 years ago, but I recognized how he welcomed me when I came in.
Yeah, Nishijo-kun.
Dr. Takashina was looking at me with a cheerful smile. Nothing had changed since I'd last come here 4 years ago. Feeling relieved, I just let loose with everything I was feeling.
先生、助けて。どうしたんだい？変な女が僕にストーカー行為を。このままじゃ学校にも行けないし、家にも一度来られて場所知られてるから安心できないし。落ち着いて。落ち着いてなんていられないよ。あの女異常だ。僕は正常なんだ。それに岩だけじゃない。悪魔女だって。そうだ、悪魔女が真犯人なんだ。
The demon girl.
真犯人？ニュージェネの犯人だよ。間違いないんだ。僕は事件現場でしたよ。貼り付けにしてる最中のあの女を見たんだ。大丈夫だ。何も心配いらないから。とにかく落ち着こう。いいね。
I'm curious where this is going. I fell silent. I didn't understand what was fine. But if a professional, a doctor, especially Dr. Takashina, said so, I must be fine. That's what I told myself. I was getting so excited that I was having trouble breathing. I took a moment to catch my breath. He was staring at me with a grave look on his face. He seemed really serious.
本当に大丈夫なの？もちろんだよ。あんな危ない女が僕を、狙ってるのに、なんでそう言い切れるの？理由を知りたいかい？
There we go. I nodded, and then he sighed a little. He was fiddling a little with the pen in his hands as he spoke.
なぜなら、君の言っている女の人はこの世には存在しないからだよ。でも君は自分の妄想に怯えているだけなんだ。
His voice was eerily kind. My body was shaking. It wouldn't stop. Why? He was being so kind.
西条くん、君はその女の人には会っていない。わかるね？わからないよ。じゃあもっと具体的に言おうか。君はその女の人には会えるはずがないんだ。もう7年間も君はこの病院から一歩も外に出ていないんだからね。
What? Alright, yeah. What did he mean? Huh? What was he saying?
君はこの病院の精神科に7年間入院している。そのことはわかるだろう？
Don't understand. I can't understand. Why was he telling me this crazy stuff with a smile on his face? I looked down at the clothes I was wearing. When I'd come here, I was wearing a Sarah t-shirt and only a long sleeve. I was wearing a Sarah t-shirt and a long-sleeved denim shirt over it. I was wearing my only pair of jeans, too. So why was I now wearing a hospital gown? It was a pale green one-piece gown, a simple one tied in the front with a string. I wasn't wearing pants beneath it. When did I change clothes?
ここは閉鎖病棟だからお見舞いの人も来ない。
You never did.
入院 人患者さんも男女で別フロアに分けられていて行き来はできない。精神科の看護師は全員男だし、君の病室は完全に個室。窓もない。つまり君は7年間女性と接触したことがないんだ。君の家族も含めてね。思い出したかな？
No, it wasn't true. I wasn't locked in some hospital room. I lived alone in Shibuya. I was a top-ranked player in ESO. I even went to school 2 or 3 times a week. And I talked to the nurse at the front desk just a minute ago. Is this your first time here? Yes. Then please fill out this form.
嘘に決まってる。本当にそう思うのかい？
He wrote something on my chart as he whispered. I couldn't read what he was writing. It wasn't Japanese. English? No, German?
だとしたら君の精神はまだ異常だっていうことだよ。もうしばらくは入院が必要だね。
He glanced at me. His eyes were filled with pity. He'd never looked at me like that before. I fell to my knees, helpless. The tears came quickly. Oh, now I see. All of my memories were just delusions of mine. I was the abnormal one. I was the crazy one. What an awful ending. But, well, it didn't even matter now. Even if the memories were just a delusion, they weren't particularly good ones anyway. And I could just create new ones, right? Maybe I could have a world where nothing scary happened. Maybe I could be social and outgoing and get good grades. Girls would love me. All my friends would be girls who looked good enough to be models. They'd all be in love with me. Honestly, that sounds like an absolute nightmare for, like, I don't know. Again, I'm talking from someone who does have social issues, so I guess if I didn't, maybe that would be a dream come true. I don't know. And then I could suggest that we live under the same roof. That would be the beginning of fun, bittersweet, and slightly crazy days for me. Oh man, good ending? I forced myself to laugh. Didn't really work. My expression froze up. I wanted to die. Oh no, we're not there yet. Suddenly, I realized I was still sitting on the sofa in the lobby. My body was soaked with a terrible sweat. A cold chill ran down my spine. I started looking around the room, unsure of what had just happened. There was an old, hunched-up woman sitting next to me. Her eyes were buried so deep in her wrinkles that I couldn't tell if she was awake or not. I looked up at the clock above the reception counter and saw that I'd been here in the lobby for over an hour. Was that just a dream? Had I fallen asleep while I was waiting, since I hadn't slept at all last night? I sighed deeply. What an awful dream. It was a dream, right? I tried to remember my life until yesterday. It was okay. My memories were all connected. I'd encountered the demon girl at the crime scene, and then Yua had lied to me and threatened me. And then I'd come to this hospital to prove I was sane. Yeah, it was all fine. I would have preferred if it was all a delusion, of course. Maybe I would have been happier if I could have made a new world and had a lot of fun with it. I was just sick of this world. Yeah, that'd be nice. My own little matrix. In the end, I waited another 2 hours before they finally called my name. When I went to the exam room, it was the same as I'd seen in my dream. I thought for a minute I was back in the dream again. Dr. Takashina looked just like he had in my dream too. Maybe he just hadn't changed much over the past 4 years.
今日はどうしました？
He didn't start by telling me that all my memories were delusions, but...
日常です。ん？ああ、これはご丁寧に。高階です。はじめまして。
Oh, this Looney Tune. I think I picked the green one last time, right? And I know I picked the red one the first time. And the green, I think I picked the green one last time. My memory's garbage. Nope, I didn't. I picked the neutral one last time. I'll try to remember that. Oh god. Text or call, text instead of call. No. Oh god. I don't. Tinnitus, sure. God. Sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Whoop. Wait. Aliens. Right. Try making it that, yeah. Lemon. Yawning. Great. Not spending another 20 minutes on that. Moving on. I think I'm good. I think I'm locked into the next next thing. I don't think I need to check it every 10 minutes, but I get paranoid, you know? Like, oh no, I'm gonna miss it. And like my train of thought fell off a cliff. All the passengers are dead. All right. I think I go nooch. I don't think I did nooch last time. Didn't. Okay, good. The next thing I knew, I'd run outside. I ran down the stairs outside Giganta's and crouched down at the very bottom step. I tried to catch my breath, but it wasn't working. I knew I shouldn't have gone in there. My heart was pounding super fast. My whole body was drenched with sweat.
Oi, どうしたんだよ、タク。いきなり飛び出して。
It's so sweaty. Misumi caught up to me. He sounded annoyed.
もう出ちまうのかよ。これからさらに盛り上がりそうだったのに。で、どうだよ、フェスは。可愛かったろ。
She's the coolest person ever. I shook my head without looking up. I didn't care if she was cute or not. Sure, she was, but I wasn't into 3D girls. What mattered was those lyrics. I couldn't hear them all, but that song had to be talking about the New Gen murders. Of course, I couldn't be 100% sure. But Fess knew something. I was sure of it. I'd never figured out if she was a servant of the demon girl, though. The girl, stained red, turns round neath the full moon. I don't know why I said it like a old-timey poet instead of, you know. They're song lyrics, they're not. All right. And she looked at me. That wasn't a delusion, and I wasn't mistaken about what I'd seen. Fess was clearly looking straight at me. What did the emotions I'd seen in her eyes mean? Why did she look so sad? I didn't understand. The logical thing to do would be to just ask Fess herself, but that was impossible for me. I couldn't go back or talk to Fess directly. I wasn't capable of it. I forced the words out of my mouth, wiping sweat off my forehead. The first thing I did after coming home from the Phantasm concert was boot up ESO. There was a half-eaten bag of chips next to my computer. They were stale, but I didn't mind. They were actually pretty good this way. Stale chips. Oh god, I don't remember what I did here. Oh, right, so I did both red and green, so I'm gonna go nooch. And then nothing happened because he's a computer character and you are not. Oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna be like nothing. Even though I wasn't touching the keyboard, Nineheart's face suddenly turned around. even though the rest of him was still facing away. Oh, that's terrifying. At least it kind of felt that way.
なんつって
I watched the monitor for over an hour, but Nightheart didn't do anything but stand there. I love that song. I freaking love Garo Froggy. Oh, Nanami Nishijo was humming as she fiddled with her phone. She was in a good mood today. Today, she'd finally succeeded in dragging her brother out and making him buy a phone. She'd even put the Garo Froggy strap on it. She was satisfied, like she completed a difficult mission. It's been so long since I got out. Oh my god! I can read, I swear I can read. It's been so long since I got to go out somewhere with my big brother, too. To Nanami, it was a new experience. She wasn't sure how many times it had actually happened in the past. She tried to remember, but the memories were so hazy. She couldn't remember a single time. Also, could you stop fiddling with your phone? That's driving me nuts! They were brother and sister, but the two of them had never gone anywhere together. Well, maybe it's nice to take him out on a date once in a while. Now, if only he'd ditch his gloomy personality and be a little more considerate. As she waited at Scramble Crossing for the light to change, she typed a quick message to her brother on her phone. A quick message? You've been typing for like 5 minutes! What are you typing, lady? I'm typing a novel! The light changed. The crowd began to walk. Nanami went with the flow, eyes glued to her phone. There were so many people that you couldn't really walk while sending a text. Her shoulder collided with a passing salaryman and she almost fell over. Salaryman glared at her. She bowed and put her phone into her bag. Nanami decided to focus on walking and send the message after she got on her train. Suddenly, she saw a face she recognized coming out of the station's turnstiles. Oh? Oh! Rimi Sakihara stared at her in shock. Then, for some reason, Rimi looked away awkwardly. Nanami ignored her and began to walk over. She was being strangely unfriendly. Was she going on a date with someone? Nanami had to wonder. If nothing else, she certainly wasn't here to go on a date with her brother. After Nanami had said goodbye to him, he'd headed straight on home. Her brother hated going outside and hated talking to people. Maybe he hadn't really talked to Rimi that much. Then she tilted her head confused. There was a strange sensation that something was wrong with her memory. Rimi didn't say a thing. She was looking awkwardly at the big TV above the crossing that was showing a promo for Carrera Omura's new single. Nanami tried to search her memories about Rimi and her brother's relationship. She knew these things. There was no way she couldn't know them. Just a moment ago when she'd seen Rimi, the name had come to her instantly, and she called out to her. But for some reason, she couldn't remember much of anything about her. She tried frantically to search her memories, but it was like part of them were just missing. It wasn't even on the tip of her tongue or anything. The memories were simply gone, a blank. Thinking about it made her feel sick, and for some reason, there was a sensation like something pressing on her heart. The awkwardness disappeared from Rimi's face and was replaced by a bright smile.
言ったっけそんなこと。言った。あんまりびっくりしてたから私すごくよく覚えてる。
When she heard this, it kind of felt like something that did happen, but there was also a sense that no, it never had. Nanami wasn't completely satisfied, but she quickly decided it didn't matter.
それでお兄とは最近会ってます？会ってるよ。だってクラスメートだし。でもあんまり学校行ってないんですよね。お兄のお尻蹴っ飛ばしてあげてください。いっつも引きこもってるんだもん。ナナの言うことはちっとも聞いてくれないし。了解。それじゃあナナ帰りますね。遅くなるとお母さんに怒られちゃう。またね。
Rimi waved a little as Nanami headed toward the station. She still couldn't remember anything about Rimi, and it was weird that Rimi wasn't wearing her Suime uniform at this time of day, but there was something bothering her even more. Could Rimi be my brother's girlfriend? Not a chance, right? The idea seemed so unrealistic. Brother getting a girlfriend was unlikely. It would be a sign of the end times. She'd said so herself. Supposedly. God, that sword is so freaking cool! It's so cool! Let's see. I don't think I've done the green one here. Please don't let me have done the green one. Yes! Girl B was looking down at me coldly. She was really close. Her bare... Oh my god. I forgot what green means. Her bare legs were right in front of me, and if I moved my head a bit, I could probably see what was under her skirt.
やはり見えるのか。
Alright, alright, that was kind of funny. He's like, not quite, let me get a better look.
すいません。見てないです。
She's stuck. Oh, that's great. I quickly looked down. She was asking if I'd seen her panties, and if I said yes, she was going to start something. But I didn't see them, I swear. I could probably see them with a little work, but I haven't seen them yet. Also, I'm not interested in 3D girls' panties. I only like the panties and the figures of 2D girls. Jesus Christ. Things they're making me say.
嘘だ。絶対見た。さっきからチラチラ見てただろ。
本当に見てない。
For some reason, oh my god, why? For some reason, girl B began to take off her shoes and socks. I almost caught a glimpse of her skirt as she lifted her legs, but I quickly looked away. I tried to find an opening to escape, but even as she stripped off her socks, she was still staring at me. Oh my god! Oh my god! Game 2! Holy shit! Oh my god! Is this it? Is this the horniest thing in this entire game? I think this might be it. This single image might be the... I can't. Now barefoot, she stood right in front of my face, her lips curling into a cruel smile. Oh my fucking god, dude. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
白状させてやる。
Her warm barefoot suddenly pressed into my crotch. I was stunned by this sudden, humiliating move.
ほら、どうだ? Good.
Christ, dude, what the fuck?
やめ。
people around me were ignoring us. You'd think at least one person would have stopped to help. The world was such a cold place.
だんだん大きくなってきたさ。
Oh my lord. Ah! No, you know what? You can't. This is not for you to see, my friend. This is not appropriate. How could she be doing this to me in the middle of Center Street? It was humiliating, but it felt so good. I just... I can't. That, I mean, yeah, I think that is it. I think that is literally the single horniest thing in this entire game so far. I can't believe I just saw that. All right, moving on.
理想度が。
Oh, so I still have to recover from that. My God. I came back to my senses and looked back up at Girl B's face. She was still wearing her shoes and socks, and she wasn't rubbing her foot on my crotch. You don't say. Aw, just a delusion. It looked like she wasn't going to be starting something over whether I'd seen her panties or not. Either. What? She wasn't going to be starting something over what? Oh, I got it. Okay. But a D-sword? What was that? I'd never heard that word before. It was clear she was referring to the strange sword-like object in her hand. Why did she want to know if I could see it? I still can't believe that. I don't know if I'll ever get over that. That was out of control. All right, I did the red and green here, so we're keeping it nooch for the sake of variety. I looked away, of course, so my gaze only met hers for a second.
見つけて。早く。剣を。
Fess suddenly spoke. Her words were cold and soft. I couldn't tell if they were directed to me or Misumi.
剣って？
そうすれば、君は救われるわ。
Fess looked down without waiting for an answer and began to walk once more. She went past us and into Class D's classroom. Both me and Misumi watched her go, confused.
なあ、タグ。
I could tell he was in a bad mood. Despite all his best efforts, Fess had completely ignored him. Having someone refuse to even acknowledge you must be... Having someone refuse to even acknowledge you exist must be pretty painful. I was used to that, though. Same.
俺はここまでプライドをズタズタにされたのは初めてだ。自信なくすぜ。くそ。ちょっと有名人だからって調子乗りやがって。あんな不愛想な女、もう二度と相手にしてやるもんかよ。
Ace bitch.
あー、うぜえ。
Talk about my girl like that.
だいたい何が剣を見つけろだ。わけわかんねえ。
Sword. Did she mean that thing at the concert? The one that looked like a mic stand? Come to think of it, just 2 days ago, somebody else had asked me about a sword. Oh my god. It's interesting that, like, both the red and green options, the delusion options, make it so he doesn't hear her say that, and he only gets it from Misumi. But if you don't pick one, he actually hears her say it. That's interesting. Neat little detail. I like it. I don't remember what I did here. So I'm gonna go red. I'm gonna say I think I did the nooch last time, and then I don't remember what I did the first time. So red away.
バレちゃった。
当たり前だ。僕の後ろに立つなと何度言えば。
Huh? Did I just hear a girl's voice? I froze. I'm pretty sure that was Nanami, right? Had the owner of the gaze finally shown herself? Was that possible? Should I turn around and see who she was? But what if she attacked me as soon as I did? She sounded pretty cute, but what if she was a terrible monster? No, if she was a monster, she might be getting ready to attack me right now. If I didn't turn around, I wouldn't even realize I was dead. Omae wa mou shindeiru. Should I try saying something else to see if she answered? It could have just been a delusion, or maybe I'd just been hearing things. You know, like how I always hear my Saratan figure talking to me. Like that. I tried to say, who's there, but I cut myself off. It wouldn't be smart to say anything that set her off, right? It might provoke her into attacking me. I was seeing so many awful things in my delusions that I couldn't move. What should I do? Maybe I was just being an idiot. There was nobody there, and I was just sitting on my chair, scared to death of my own delusions. I'd look like the world's biggest moron. Oh no, it's... Well, right now it's ringing. Oh, that's right, yeah, this is where we should... Oh god. Okay, yeah. It wasn't delusion. Oh god. I wasn't hearing things. There was somebody behind me. Shocked, I turned around. Yeah. I forgot this is where she shows up. The demon girl. It was the demon girl! Oops. Oh my god, I did not mean to do that. It was the girl I'd seen during the crucified killing. She was right there, sitting on my sofa. For some reason, she was grinning as she looked at me. Oh no, no, no. She was here to kill me at last. It was because I talked to those cops. She'd used her clairvoyant powers to see me doing it remotely. Now she'd snuck into my room without me making a sound, so she could watch me cry and scream and beg for mercy before she killed me. I knew it. Don't kill me! I tried to scream, but I was too scared to get the words out. She stared at me, her head tilted, and recited a strange spell. She must be speaking in the demon language. She was going to curse me. I tried to hide under my desk to put as much distance between us as I could, but I was panicking so much that I hit my head on the edge instead and crumpled to the ground in pain. She still had a happy smile on her face. But it was just a trap to get me to drop my guard. I was sure of it. The second I let my guard down, she would come for me. Or maybe that spell a second ago had already cursed me. In a few days, my body could start spouting blood from all its pores, and then I'd die. I curled up into a little ball on the floor. Such a pathetic little... Just... Whoops. Curled up into a little ball on the floor, cursing the detectives I'd met earlier. That was just a lie I told to buy time. The detectives had said they'd protect me. If that older guy was doing his job right, he'd surely send an officer to protect me. Then I realized I told the officer my phone number, but I hadn't given him my address. Does a shipping container have an address? I guess the address is the building it's on, but... She suddenly struck a pose, like she was at attention. And then even more strange, she made the sound effect of a hand flying up to attention with her mouth. Is this another dumb demon... Another demon spell? Was this another dumb spell? Demon. She didn't know? Was this some kind of joke? Was this her way of telling me to forget that anything had ever happened? What was this girl thinking? Hadn't she come here to kill me? She got up from the sofa and offered me a hand. Her expression looked so kind, and up close, I could tell that she was pretty cute. Wait, what had gotten into me? She was a demon. She wasn't pretty cute. She was a murderer. She'd used Yua and Shogun to try and set me up, and now she was here to kill me herself. I couldn't let myself believe it. I'd learned my lesson with Yua. I'd never make the same mistake again. I didn't take the hand she'd offered me. And I couldn't let her smile fool me. It was a demonic temptation. If I gave in to it, I'd die. Don't believe in anything. Don't listen to anything anyone says.
だって見たんだ。お前が人を殺してるとこ。
あのさ、タク、それかなりひどいこと言ってるって気づいてる？まさか殺人犯呼ばわりされるなんてね。
What was she doing here?
ニュージェネの
Like the other 4 times.
殺すんでしょう。それとも岩とか将軍とかがいる場所に連れてって。
ユア？将軍？誰それ？
Maybe the 3 of them were going to work together to kill me when I was helpless.
そんなの嫌だ。助けて。
じゃあね、私を殺人犯扱いしなければ助けてあげる。
I knew it!
そんなビビらないでよ。いちいち私がへこむようなリアクションしてくれるよね。
お願いだ。もう二度と誰にも喋らないから。だから見逃して。
もしもーし、タク、ちょっと落ち着こう。
She kept calling me Taku, like we were friends. How did she know my name anyway? She'd known my name when we'd first met at the scene of Crucified. How? And how did she know where the base was?
当然でしょ。あなたの名前を知ってるのは。
Also, she read my mind! She had magic clairvoyant powers, I knew it! That's how she found my name and address.
タクって結構独り言多いよね。前から思ってたことだけど。
Always? Since when was always? Wait, was I talking to myself? I couldn't tell. He wasn't. Really? Was I really talking to myself? Or was it possible she was lying? Was it possible she read my mind?
タクの名前を知らないわけないよ。私、物覚えはそんなに良くない方だけど。
It is so funny to have the context, like she is gaslighting the shit out of him right now.
それとも
Friend?
私のことバカにしてる？そりゃ私テストの点数はそんなに良くないけど、面と向かってそういうこと言われると傷ついちゃうな。
Was she crazy? Wait, how could I be sure she was the crazy one? Was I crazy? Or was she?
もしかして転校生。
そういえば近いうちに転校生が来るらしいよ。スカチン先生が言ってた。
We were talking past each other. Fear that I could be killed at any moment was starting to fade. But instead, another type of fear was slowly working its way through my heart.
もしもし？その顔はまさかまだ信じてくれてない？
誰だ？
Who are you? She was the demon girl, a murderer.
タクこそクラスメートの顔を覚えてないんだ。ひどー。
We're classmates? Not just friends, but classmates?
でもまあしょうがないか。タクはあんまり学校来ないもんね。だからって私の存在丸ごとなかったことにするのはどうかと思う。私の名前本当に忘れちゃった？そんなことないよね。知ってるでしょ？あなたは知ってるはず。
リミ。
そう、正解。賞金50円プレゼント。私、崎畑リミです。なんだ、やっぱり覚えててくれたんだね。よかったよかった。
Why? Was it true? Was the demon girl's name really Rimi? Why had that name just come to me all of a sudden? Why did I know who she was? Had I just forgotten and we really were classmates or friends or something? No, that was impossible. I'd never even heard the name Rimi Sakihara. It had to be a fake name. I just said Rimi and she just played along with it. This was all just a part of her game. The only 3D girl I knew who would talk to me like this was Yua anyway, and Yua worked for her. In a flash, I suddenly understood. The Sakihara girl was only using the same trick Yua had used. She was being all friendly, knowing that I wasn't used to talking to 3D girls. Then she'd set me up for a trap. Of course, I didn't remember the faces of all my classmates, and I wasn't interested in trying, but I was sure I'd never seen her in my class. Wasn't I? No, I couldn't be sure. Every minute I spent at school, I spent at my desk, either enjoying delusions while pretending to be asleep, or staring at the desk, or pretending to read a textbook. I didn't remember any of my classmates' names. I never cared enough. Which was it? Was what this girl was saying true? No, it didn't matter whether or not she was a classmate. The only one thing I was sure of was that she was a murderer.
もしかして本気で思い出せないの？さっき頭打ったせいで記憶喪失になっちゃった？
The demon girl reached out a hand toward my head. I ran under the desk again to dodge it.
たく変だよ。じゃあ大地に聞いてみて。そしたらたくも思い出せるかも。
Daichin? What the hell was that? A person's name? Some kind of code? A demon spell?
大地だよ、大地。三角大輔。
Yeah, that guy. We love that guy. She knew Misumi's name? And she called him Daichin. You wouldn't do that unless you were pretty friendly with him.
ちょっと待ってね。
She went over to the bag next to the sofa. It wasn't the one I owned, and took out her phone.
大地はと。
I definitely remember all of this, so
Okay.
I'm curious if this is like one of them, like, because it came from a scene I didn't do before, it's treating it like it's new, or if there's like something in here that I didn't see before. I have no idea. She tapped it a few times and handed it to me. When I didn't take it, she chuckled and grabbed my hand.
ほら、固まってないで。
She forced the phone into my hand. The demon girl's hand was soft and a little cold. I was expecting it to be as cold as ice, but it wasn't. I guess even murderers have warm blood running through their veins. Actually, it was a more girly hand than I expected, so my heart started to race a little. No, I couldn't let her fool me. She was a demon. I couldn't let her tempt me. I wasn't into 3D girls. Serotan, give me power! Nah, Serotan sucks.
使ったことないの？
She just sucks.
電話機は耳に当てるんだよ。
She was so close to me, staring. She took my hand and brought it up to my ear. I looked at the phone's LCD screen. The phone said Daichin on it, and it showed that it was already calling him. I put the phone up to my ear. I could hear the sound of the ringing. But then the sound cut off, and instead I heard Misumi's voice. The person on the phone didn't give their name. They must have been outside somewhere downtown, because I could hear the hustle and bustle of a crowd around them. Rimi Sakihara. Misumi knew her? No, that wouldn't be surprising. Misumi was a natural-born lady killer. I wouldn't be surprised if he dated her before, or even if he was dating her right now. The question remained, was the demon girl my classmate?
たく、大地出た？
She was staring at me again. Damn it, why did she have to be so close to me? I turned my back to her and spoke into the phone.
僕西条。
なんだ、タクか。リミと一緒にいるのか？
Why didn't he find it surprising at all? It almost sounded like he expected us to be together.
またリミに振り回されてるのか？大変だな、お前も。でもよ、一つだけ言っていい？お前、そろそろ自分の携帯変えよ。
Was the person on the end of this line really Misumi? It was possible she was just having me call somebody with his voice similar to his to fool me. The person with the Misumi-like voice was working for her, maybe, and trying to trick me. I was starting to get suspicious of everything. I didn't know what the truth was and what was a lie. Assuming the demon girl was willing to put in the time and effort to set up a trap like that, what kind of trap was it specifically? Wouldn't it be faster for her to just kill me here? Or was there some reason I had to be deceived, even if it meant doing so in a really roundabout way? Wait, could it be some kind of trick Misumi was setting up? This girl was his girlfriend, and not a classmate at all, but someone he'd sent over just to make fun of me. No, wait, not a chance. How would you explain the crucified murder then?
で、タク、なんか用か。俺としては、野郎からの電話なんてあんま嬉しくねえんだけどな。
It certainly sounded like Misumi. The more I heard him talk, the less likely it seemed that the person I was talking to could be anyone but Misumi.
女の口説き方でも教えてもらいたいのか？なわけねえか。
I wasn't sure where to start. I could feel someone looking at me from behind. The girl was staring at me. And the prickling on the back of my neck was still there. But what kind of face was she making? I wanted to look back and see, but I was too scared.
で、なんなんだ？今俺も女と一緒なんだよ。なるべく手短に頼むわ。
その
なんだよ。早く言えって。
うちのクラス
ああ、うちのクラスがどうした？
いる
何が？
女子
あ？
咲畑って名前の
I was stammering really badly, but I finally managed to explain to him. He suddenly fell silent. There was no answer, but I could still hear the bustle of the crowd, so he hadn't hung up. Why wasn't he answering? I heard a massive sigh.
お前さ、ゲーム脳じゃねえの？
What was he talking about? And anyway, it wasn't true that video games damaged your brain. Bats!
それって意味のことだろ？
Yeah, video games.
意味の携帯でかけてきてるくせに何バカなこと言ってんだお前。わかった。お前もしかしてリミに何か指図されてんだろ？いたずらかドッキリか？じゃあリミに伝えといてくれ。お前の低レベルのドッキリに引っかかる。俺はバカじゃねえってな。
本当？
あ？何が？
本当にクラスメイト？
お前な。たまにしか学校来ねえから忘れちまったか？俺はともかく。お前は1年の時から同じクラスだろ？この前だって3人で一緒に映画見に行ったじゃねえか。
I couldn't understand what this Misumi-like person was saying. The demon girl and I had been in the same class the whole time? The three of us went to see a movie the other day. When was the other day?
俺がお前とダチになったのだって。最初はリミに付き合わされたのがきっかけだったしな。俺と同じでリミも物好きだからよ。ニートのお前を気にかけてやってるのは世界広しといえど俺とリミぐらいだぜ。あ、
Wow.
それは言い過ぎか。
Rude. Not a single one of the words coming out through the phone felt real. How could they? None of the things he was describing existed in my memories. I couldn't accept the fact that they had ever happened. What was this Misumi-like person telling... Oh my god. What this Misumi-like person was telling me wasn't true. It wasn't real. If something really happened, you remembered it.
っていうか、リミってマジで女っ気ないよな。これはあいつには言うなよ。
君は誰だ？
おいおい、マジでおかしくなったか？俺のことまで忘れたわけか？ゲームやりすぎ。
I couldn't take any more, so I hung up the phone. I suddenly realized that I was having trouble breathing. The sweat coming off my brow showed no signs of stopping. If anything, it was getting worse. I could feel it dripping off of me and landing on the ground below.
たく、汗びっしょりだよ。
The demon girl looked genuinely worse as she handed me, genuinely worried as she handed me a handkerchief. It was a cute red one with no pattern on it. The handkerchief had a slight floral scent. I didn't take it. Instead, I tried to get straight in my head what was going on. It didn't work, though. I just started getting suspicious of everything.
で、大地はなんて？
She sighed in slight disappointment as she put away the handkerchief, before a victor's smile crossed her face. It was as if she'd known the answer from the start. I didn't have the strength to answer her. Who was this woman? Just my classmate or a monster? I didn't know. Maybe I was just crazy. Thinking back to my chat with Shogun, I couldn't be sure that somebody wasn't controlling my body. Maybe there was some kind of accident that took my memories of this Rimi Sakihara girl away from me and left my other memories intact. What the hell was wrong with me? Amnesia? Sleepwalking? Something else?
大丈夫？体、辛いならソファーで横になる？
The demon girl spoke in kind words to me. I needed to be especially careful around anyone who said kind words to me. Anybody who'd be nice to a creepy otaku like me definitely had some kind of ulterior motive. I shook my head no, and then forced myself to look up. The sweat got in my eyes and made my vision blurry. Her face was closer than I thought it would be. What color were her eyes? Pink-ish?
なんで
Pinkish purple.
なになに？
ここにいる？
なんでって、タクに会いに来たんだよ。もしかして勝手に部屋に入ったこと怒ってる？でもそれはタクがちっとも返事してくれないから悪いんだよ。結構長い時間ノックしてたんだから。
I handed back the phone. As I watched her take it, I asked again.
なんで
ん？今度は何？
ここにいる？
Why had she visited me? If she came here to kill me, why wasn't she doing anything? That was a weird, long series of... That was a long
早く 剣を
series of things I already saw
そうすれば
and knew about with
君は
the
救われるわ。
but I don't know, I feel like most of that would have been skipped with the thing, but I don't know what weird algorithm it uses. Code, you know? Suddenly I remembered those words. Like that. I feel like maybe that one actually did feel kind of new because last time he didn't actually hear her say that. So
見つけ
maybe that's why that one.
早く
Yeah, like these little interludes make sense to not be skipped because it was the first time I actually like
そうすれば
heard her say that
君は救われるわ。
herself. It's neato. It's a neat little detail. That's adorable. I love the little toy sword. I did neutral last time. I can't remember what I did the first time, so I'm gonna go. I don't think I've done green, and I'm probably gonna regret doing green in the first place, but for the sake of variety, green it is. Maybe I already did green. I don't remember. Yep, here we go. If only she was some kind of hero sent to defeat the demon girl for me. Rimi's potential presence was weighing on me so heavily, starting to wish for the impossible. My entire life was slowly being taken over. At this rate, I was sure to be killed soon.
だから私が来たの。
Oh yeah, she's an android sent to save him, right? That was in the other one. The transfer student whispered, staring into my eyes. Did that mean...
匠くん、私はここに殺すために来ました。悪魔を滅ぼします。
The transfer student's eyes were teary, but there was an intense power in them. She looked so weak, but her words felt strong. She must have looked like a crazy person to the rest of the class. The other students were all staring at her, uncertain how to react to her strange words. But in my heart, I was overjoyed. I was saved! Some exorcist organization must have sent her to defeat Remy for me. Hooray! Go get her, please! Use your rocket punch! Oh my god. I hope this turns into like a full-on battle scene. Let's go. Android versus demon. The ultimate fight. I could hear the fear in Remy's voice from behind me.
その転校生の狙いは私じゃない。タクだよ。その子の言うことを聞いちゃダメ。悪魔さん、惑わすのはやめなさい。あなたはここで終わりです。悪魔はあなたでしょ。
うるさいな。
I didn't really care which one of them was the demon anymore.
僕はブラチューと演奏をして毎日を平穏に過ごせればそれでいいんだ。お前たちがどうなろうか知ったことじゃない。とりあえず2人で殺し合ってくれると助かる。で、相打ちで2人とも死亡ってエンディングを希望。
Tension filled the room at my words. A transfer student whose name I didn't even know, and a demon girl who wasn't even part of this class 2 days ago. The two were glaring at each other from the front and back of the classroom, ready to launch themselves into battle. The teacher and my other classmates were just watching helplessly.
いいよ。タクの言う通りにしてあげる。私も異論はないです。殺してあげる。
Oh my god.
暗殺者。あなたを殺します、悪魔さん。
The two flung themselves into an epic battle. That we'll never get to see, unfortunately. Which, of course, never actually happened. The transfer student was still standing there, timidly, not saying a word. Remy wasn't screaming or crying. I didn't even know if Remy was actually here in the room. The class started to murmur louder as it became clear the transfer student wasn't going to say a word. The teacher gave her a reassuring pat on the shoulder.
どうやら折原は緊張しているようだな。よし、挨拶はいい。みんな、この子は折原梢だ。仲良くしてやってくれ。折原、席は一番後ろだ。席についていいぞ。
Transfer student bowed silently and started to walk toward me. Her seat would be 4 rows behind me. I thought about pretending to follow her with my eyes as she walked so I could look back to see who was there. But if I did, I'd stand out a lot. Some Dokun might see me and say, "Don't stare at the transfer student just because she's cute." Then they try to beat me up. What should I do? Turn around or wait until homeroom ended? My head drooped as I squeezed my fists tightly. It was no good. I didn't have the courage. If I turned around and saw her...
その人って
Huh?
悪い人なの？だったらね、本当に殺してあげてもいいよ。
I love that she can see his things when he has them near her. That's so funny. That's great. Oh, that's totally something she'd say too. That's so Kozue. The transfer student passed by me. I gasped and looked up at her. Our eyes met, but she quickly turned away and passed me by. That voice, it was a delusion, right? Maybe I was under so much stress, I was starting to lose sight of the distinction between delusion and reality. In the end, I stayed there trembling in my seat, without the courage to turn around. I focused on trying to calm the fear of Remy, who I was sure was watching me. Yeah, she is. She dare. Alright, I'm gonna go nooch on this one. I believe I did the other two, so nooch. Nooch away. Who could it be? The police, most likely. It wasn't Misumi or the demon girl. Both of them were right in front of me when the phone rang. Who else could it be? Maybe Yua? But there was no way she could know my number. There was nothing I had to say to her now, anyway. The only way to find out was to listen to it. I looked around to make sure the demon girl wasn't anywhere nearby, and put the phone up to my ear. I don't even have the emotional energy to get, like, to get angry or sad when I see them. I can't do it. Alright, again, I did green and red, so nooch it is. Nobody came out from the back. I looked around. Still, nobody came out from the back. I took out my wallet and checked how much change I had on me. Nevertheless, nobody came out from the back. Picked up the boxed meal and made a little noise with it before placing it back down. But nobody came out from the back. I didn't have the courage to say anything, even if there was nobody here. Even so, nobody came out from the back. I thought about trying to leave without paying, but I decided I couldn't take any risks that might end with me getting arrested. Regardless, nobody came out from the back. I feel like they're trying to tell me something. They're trying to communicate something to me. I'm not sure what it is. Cashier must just be taking the garbage out. Again, nobody came out from the back. Or maybe they're taking inventory or something. And yet nobody came out from the back. This is getting silly. And then I got the fuck out of there. Did anybody come out from the back? Hard to say. They should have told me. Then I'd know. Oh, I didn't eat much today. I'm so hungry. Should have had like a bowl of cereal or something. Racking my brain. I think I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say I didn't do red or green. Hell yeah. I would have to work up my courage and act natural.
Ohayo, Sakihata-san.
Okay, good. First contact had worked out well. I gave a sigh of relief, but Rimi frowned slightly.
ねえタク、なんで急に妙竹林の呼び方するの？
妙竹林。
崎畑さんなんてなんだか他人行儀。今までみたいに呼んでよ。
Well, shit. What I always call her? I wasn't sure what that was, but...
じゃあ、リミ。
お、なんだいタク。
いや、特に何もないけど。
じゃあ、私から一言。
She coughed and looked around to make sure nobody else was watching before bringing her face close to mine.
タクは大地みたいになっちゃダメだよ。ああいう女たらしはいつかひどい目に遭うに決まってるから。
あ、うん。肝に銘じておくよ。
タクのそういう素直なところ、私好きだな。
You like me, huh? Wait, was I a good boy from... Whoops. Was I a good boy from her perspective? Yeah, she just said
そも
that.
そも私、大地のことで一つだけどうしても許せないことがあるんだよね。あれだけあちこちの女子に声かけてるのに、私には全く見向きもしないってこと。ひどいと思わない？
え、ミスミ君に口説かれたいの？
Well, it would only make sense if she did. He was attractive and fun to talk to. Is he? Tastes, you know? To each their own, I suppose. Kind of a dick. Like, even if he was a playboy, I could still see girls wanting to date him. Rimi, however, gave an obvious frown.
タク、冗談きついよ。大地に口説かれるなんて想像しただけで鳥肌立っちゃう。
She wrapped her arms around herself and shivered dramatically.
私はノーサンキュー。で もなんていうのかな、女としてのプライドっていうものがあるわけじゃない？ねえ、タクから見て私ってどう？魅力ある？
That was a hard question to answer.
どう？
You're certainly less, or significantly more cute without all the blood, you know? But I think that definitely gives you a couple points. Her eyes were gleaming with excitement. I hope he says that. And her chest was puffed out with anticipation. Well, sure, I guess she was attractive, but it took a lot of courage to say it out loud.
認めたくないものだな。
若さゆえの過ちというものを。
引っかかった。
Rimi grinned, satisfied. Was she an otaku, maybe? I chuckled a little. This was a silly little conversation, but it was a lot of fun. I'd never really talked to a girl like this before. For some strange reason, I felt like I could get along with Rimi. So the next word slipped out of my mouth naturally.
リミは魅力的だよ。
Rimi flew back in an exaggerated gesture and turned bright red.
面と向かって言われると恥ずかしい。でもありがとう。タクにそう言ってもらえるとすごく嬉しい。大地に口説かれるより1億兆倍嬉しい。
Oh, compared to every other delusion in this game so far, this is so mundane. This is so like what is the delusion here? Ah yes, I successfully had an incredibly mundane conversation with another human being. That's, oh man, that's it's so
1億兆なんて桁はないけど。
なんとなくニュアンスで分かってよ。それだけスケールの大きい嬉しさってこと。
That's it. That's the whole thing. Just a classic. And yeah, it's, and he's not wrong. For people like us, it truly is just a pipe dream. But a mere fantasy. This must be what a normal kid's life is like. Having conversations like these every day. Every day must be fun and fulfilling. The whole world must look different. But I couldn't be like that. The real me couldn't even look at Rimi. I was just staring down at my desk silently. I hated my own cowardice. How depressing. And it's so real. It's just like, it's the standards of what like is considered like normal are so high for people like that. I'm one of them. Like, yeah, it's just like, oh man, you know, my personal dream to be able to talk to people and have a normal conversation every once in a while. Is that asking too much? I think that might be asking too much. Anyways, since I wasn't saying a single word, Rimi seemed a little scared when she talked to me. But I couldn't even react. From her perspective, it must look like I was ignoring her. In my mind, I knew this wasn't right, but I still couldn't bring myself to do anything.
大丈夫？
This time I nodded desperately. I probably looked really weird.
そう。だったらいいんだ。
Her tone was gentle. It was impossible to believe, but she was actually sticking with me through my silence. She wants to know if I'm okay, huh? Suddenly I wanted to ask her, when she'd seen me in front of the 107, how would the world look to her? Was it empty? I don't think I've done green on this one. I don't think I did. I don't think I did green. I don't remember green. Nope, I did green, apparently. Go me, go me. Alright. Uh, green? I don't. I also don't remember doing green here. So green are usually the ones I remember. Like, I think because they're usually like extra weird. If I disobeyed, she'd kill me. At least that's how it felt to me. I just nodded instead of trying to resist. I just saw Deloodle. I love Deloodle so much. It's so funny.
どうしても伝えたかった。好き。好きなの。分かって。
This again, huh?
大好き。分かってよ。私のものになって。お願い。
Listen, you could just not pull out a knife this time. That'd be great. I'd always thought that a confession of love would be more romantic, more passionate, more joyful. This wasn't anything like that. It was terrifying. What was supposed to be a confession of love felt more like being on the receiving end of a death sentence. I had no choice but to say no in a way that couldn't possibly be misinterpreted. She was just a stalker. Otherwise, things would get totally out of control. I knocked away her hand violently.
お断りだ。警察に突き出すぞ。
Yua's expression froze, like she was shocked. Her head drooped low, and she began to look timid and weak.
そんなに嫌われてたなんて。ごめんなさい。もう付きまといません。さようなら、西条くん。
She let go and turned away from me, shoulders slumped, and walked out of the booth on unsteady feet. I told her off. I told her off. Seeing her cry actually made me feel great. The idea of being free from that stalker made me so happy. I cheered a little right in the booth. I came back to my senses. Yua was right there, hand over my mouth.
私、西条くんのこと騙してたわけだし。
She was whispering. I hadn't heard what she'd whispered at all. I'd been off in my own little word. Oh my god. I'd been off in my own little world. If only that delusion had been real. But of course it wasn't, and Yua kept talking.
でも、お願いです。一つだけ言わせてください。これ以上、あなたが傷つくのも、あなたが不幸になるのも、あなたのせいで不幸になる人が出るのも見たくないんです。
What was she talking about? She was making it sound like she knew everything about me. She hadn't even spent a full day with me. What could she possibly understand? Is this another of her crazy delusions? I was so terrified I started to flail my limbs about, but Yua wouldn't let go. She might kill me at this rate. Had Shogun given up on trying to trap me and sent Yua as an assassin instead? I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
ごめんなさい。お願いだから静かにしてください。話はすぐ終わりますから。
Her voice was shaking, but her hands were so strong and holding me so tightly that I couldn't even move. I couldn't believe her tiny hands could have so much power.
西条くん。
Strong hands. She got closer. I desperately looked away.
もう。
I did. I don't think I did the Nooch one. Unless I did. In which case... Oh, here we go. I was overthinking it, I told myself, but I still looked carefully at what the policeman was doing. There was one policeman. Maybe I made it too obvious, though, because this time he looked straight at me. I looked away at first. There was no way I could win a staring contest with a cop. Had that policeman been looking at me? Was he just staring back because I was staring at him? Which was it? I couldn't tell. Could have been either. I waited a little, then looked back at the policeman once more. He was still staring at me, so I had no choice but to quickly look away. Crap, this time I looked totally suspicious. Yua was already after me. I couldn't have the cops after me, too. I had to get through this somehow. I wiped off the cold sweat on my forehead. Then I took a textbook out of my bag, and as I sat there on the ground, I pretended to read it as I watched the policeman. He took something black. He took out something black that might have been a police radio and started speaking into it. He seemed to be reporting something. The bridge I was sitting on was over Meiji Street, and the sound of cars below made it too loud to hear what he was saying. This was bad. I was sure of it. I needed to get out of here, but it was too late. Trying anything stupid would be suicide. Since I'd chosen to pretend I was reading a book, I needed to keep it up for a while or it would look suspicious. I needed to at least keep it up until the policeman stopped looking at me. And then, someone ran into the park and right up to the policeman. As I watched out of the corner of my eye, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yua, why did you have to find me now? Cold sweat beaded not just on my forehead, but my whole body. This was bad. This was extremely bad. Yua didn't seem to have noticed me yet, so I prayed she'd just pass me by. But I wasn't going to be that lucky. The policeman was staring at me right now, after all. When Yua spoke to him, he noticed me immediately. I grunted, threw my textbook in my bag, and got ready to get up off the ground. I was ready to run at any time. The two of them had a short conversation, then looked at me. Don't look at me. Yua pointed in my direction. She was explaining something to the officer. Bitch! Damn her! I was a peaceful guy, but I was getting about ready to snap. She turned me over to the police! And what she told them was that the insane delusion that she'd come up with in her head, that I was the new gen killer. Maybe she'd be satisfied now, but what about me? How was I supposed to deal with that false accusation? But of course, nobody heard my internal scream. The police officer began to head toward me at a fast pace. I stood up. Shit, shit, shit! She trapped me. She was trying to destroy me. What do I do? What do I do? Should I try talking to the policeman? Should I tell him that it was all a delusion of hers? I didn't do anything. I'm an innocent, upstanding citizen. No way. There was no way that would work. In our society, there was no doubt about who the cop would believe between a creepy otaku like me or a normal-looking teenage girl like Yua. He probably wouldn't even give me the chance to talk. I had to get out of here. By the time the thought entered my brain, I'd already turned around and started running. I crossed the bridge and headed down the stairs toward Meiji Street. Meiji Street. When I looked back, I could see the policeman chasing me. And what was weirder, even the man on the bench and one of the homeless people were now chasing after me too. No way. Did Yua have the cops on her side the whole time? Was Miyashita Park filled with plainclothes detectives? I didn't know what to do. I felt pure shock. It was so unfair that I was almost ready to cry. I didn't do anything. I did nothing! The cops were believing her lies. This wasn't fair. I wiped away my tears and ran down the stairs. I headed as fast as I could down Meiji Street, toward the station. Alright, so this one I'm actually interested in, like, so green one was no clothes, or she had underwear on. Wasn't no clothes, very few clothes, alright? Neutral was, I think neutral was the school outfit. So I'm curious what red's gonna be. Here we go. This is gonna turn out. Best was hot. Misumi was right when he'd said so before. I mean, yeah. Wrong. You couldn't really tell when she wore her school uniform, but in this outfit it was obvious. She was tall, and her breasts were just the right size. Okay, don't make it weird. She had a curvy waist, too. And then there were her legs, shown off beneath her miniskirt. They were long and well-toned. She looked like a model. A girl with proportions like hers might look great in a swimsuit competition. Oh, well. No, wait a second. A school swimsuit might be better. A cool, cold fest in a school swimsuit. That would create the perfect gap between costume and persona. Huh? Oh. I still love it. Another crazy chick? God damn it. Show me the... What's it gonna be? I assume it's gonna be a swimsuit based on what he said, but... Yeah, cool ass sword. Yeah, there it is. Fair enough. Alright, fair enough. Fess was standing there wearing a school swimsuit. Fess was beside me, and Fess was in front of the stairs. There were two of the same person in the same place. One was wearing a school swimsuit. Shocked, I looked back and forth from one to the other. Their face, build, hair, everything was the exact same. The only difference was their clothes and whether they were holding a sword or not. They weren't twins or... Yeah. I don't want to, like... It's just... swimsuit. Yeah. That's the only difference, right? Like, I'm not missing anything new. It's just the fact that it's a swimsuit. He even said Kishimoto in marker on the chest. It's ridiculous. Totally Moe! Such an incredible situation that my head was spinning. I knew I shouldn't look, but I kept glancing at it anyway. Alright, let's just keep reading. Took a lot of effort to look down so I couldn't see. Found myself apologizing. This was just what I'd been imagining in my delusions a few minutes ago. Fess wearing a school swimsuit. Absolutely ridiculous. Both of them spoke the same words at the same time. I gulped. My face was turning red with incredible speed. I had to come up with an excuse. I had to come up with some kind of lie. If a 3D girl labeled you a pervert, you were finished. You would be banished from society. I was about to say brandished. Wait, no. That was important, but more importantly, what the hell was going on here? He's got his priorities in order. Like, all the emotion drains from me when these two show up. Just like, Bess began to talk about something completely different. Internally, I was relieved. I thought she'd treat me like I was a pervert, but instead she just totally ignored me after all that. What? Wait, did I just... Oh God. I made up so much of those words. Instead, she just ignored all that. My ability to read is absolutely collapsing. Did that have something to do with the D-sword? If not, I didn't care. I needed Fess to tell me how to get a real D-sword. I need that S-word! The two Fesses were speaking to me simultaneously, one in front of me and one in back. They were in perfect sync. Listening to them made me feel kind of strange. Maybe Fess had split? Maybe one of them was real and the other wasn't? Maybe both were fake. Why? Well, I didn't care. Give me that sword. Oops. I'm flagging here. I'm so hungry. The two Fesses paused for a moment. I felt awkward with a Fess watching me both in front and the back. Like, I want to at least get to the like the part where it branches off into new territory. But I also don't want to skip anything that it's not skipping, you know? I don't want to miss anything cool. Oh no, could this be... Was I being recruited for some kind of weird cult? I've started to panic. I wasn't sure if I should run. When she said her next words, that ceased to be an option. Swears. Alright. Whoops. I don't remember what I did here, so I'm gonna say green. I don't know. It just seems right. Seems like a good guess, you know? 50-50. That's not true. There's 3 options, so. 33, 33, 33. All right. Yeah, no, I think that one. Oh, I love that noise. Every time. All right. This one is Nooch. Did red and green. I remember distinctly this one, so.
と
She seemed to be lost in thought. Did she not actually have any ideas?
見返りなんていらない。
それって貸してくれないっていうこと？
Remy looked sad.
そっか、残念。
いや違うよ。見返りなんて必要ないってこと。普通に貸すよ。
タク。
Just remember that stupid meme. Free? Oh, internet. She gave me a brilliant smile. She looked so happy. Thought she might jump on me and give me a hug right there. Normally, girls were never happy about anything I did, so it made me happy too. I was glad I worked up the courage to say she could borrow it.
美人。じゃあ見返りなしで借ります。となれば善は急げ。タクの家にレッツゴー。
Wholesome moments. These are the moments I live for. Just the sweet, wholesome, perfectly not weird at all moments. I'd seen her split into 2. Yeah. School swimsuit. It's literally just, it's the same, but the words school swimsuit are there sometimes.
君が望んだ妄想よ。
Ah.
理想度は力を君には
Just
それが意味するの
come on.
一つだけ。
Okay. That is funny. I like that there's like 3 different options. Green. I don't remember this one either, so. Actually, you know what? I'll go Nooch. I don't remember what I did, so. Oh, I blew it. We've reached a point where I've done a lot of them. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to do all of them unless I go back and actually like check and see which ones I've done. Which I could do, like, I guess I could do that this weekend. It'd take a long time. But I guess for the sake of getting the last few, just for my, it's not like I need to, I do want to, you know, but, my brain doesn't remember which ones are which. Did I do Nooch for this one? I don't remember if I did Nooch for this one. I did, okay. See, it's over. I've completely lost my ability to remember which ones I did and which ones I didn't. So I'll have to go over them. I'll probably do that this weekend. I don't know. Unless I forget, in which case I won't. It's that simple. She made a car honking noise. Did I do Nooch for this one? I don't remember doing Nooch for this one. Yeah. She ran back toward me.
わざわざ待っててくれたんだ。ありがとう。そんなに私と一緒に帰りたかった？
She looked at me with a grin. I quickly turned my head away. Thanks to the setting sun, she probably didn't realize how red my face was. It was less that I wanted to go home with her, and more that I was too scared to go home by myself. Even while I'd been waiting, I'd been terrified that Yua might be lurking behind a corner. Remy knew that, but she decided to be mean and ask anyway.
ああ、 嘘でもいいからそうだって言ってほしかったな。ねえ、私さ。
Rimi suddenly looked off into the distance. Her eyes sparkled red in the light of the setting sun.
タクの力になれて結構嬉しいよ。
ありがとう。
The words were out of my mouth before I even knew I'd said them. Oh, computer, behave yourself. I was really grateful. Rimi was now somebody I couldn't live without. Until I found the D-sword, she was all I had.
どういたしまして。
Rimi smiled happily and led me on.
さあ、帰ろう。
She's like the queen of gaslighting. It's become apparent that boy howdy, she's just really good at that. Oh, come on. Okay, I think this one is also one where I didn't do Nooch. Right? Yeah, I remember, because I did the green one where she's like just hiding in the room, and then I did the red one after that, which was something else, and then I have not done the Nooch one on this one. Immediately. Until now, Rimi would always appear just at the right time, but she hadn't picked up the phone. My eyes fell on the fake D-sword in the corner of the room. I picked it up, clinging to the small hope that it might somehow help. It was just a toy. Ayase had said so, and she'd been sure. But maybe she was wrong. At least I wanted to hope so. If I had a D-sword, I'd be saved. I could even defeat Shogun's attacks. So please... I raised the D-sword. I focused on the cutting edge of the blade. Please, be real. Save me!
D-sword. 真の姿を現せ!
Oh, what a goober. I closed my eyes tight and gripped the pommel hard. Silence. I opened my eyes a little. Nothing had changed. It was just a toy. I slammed the toy sword hard into the ground. Hard? I added hard. It doesn't say hard. And began to pace around the room. I bit my nails, trying to figure out what to do. But the fear threatened to crush me, and I couldn't think. Whenever I tried, the pain in my head would come back. There was nothing left to do but go back to the PC. Hey, you didn't respond to Shogun. He sent you a present, man. Awful. Let's see.
お前だな。
Did not do red. I believe I did not do red. No, I did red. Oh, that is red. That was red? I don't remember that being red. I thought that was green. Must not have done green. I don't know. I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna go through my past archives. I'm gonna literally write down a list of these things and figure out which ones I have not done for the sake of doing them. I love that ringtone. No, this is the one where Nanami's hiding in the corner. If I pick green, she's hiding. If I pick red, I get that like horrifying phone call. So Nooch here is correct, I think. Yeah. Nanami hadn't picked up yet. Come on, pick up already. I just have to call home. Yeah, that was the fastest way. I ignored the ringtone on my phone and hung in my room and hung up. But I love that ringtone. It stopped. The mysterious ringtone had disappeared. My room was suddenly quiet. There was a little bit of lag, but the ringtone had stopped almost the same moment I'd hung up.
なんで
I got even more confused. I didn't know what to do. All I could do was look around my room. I say look around, but I wasn't looking at much of anything. I was just moving my head. My mind was a complete blank. I called Nanami again. I told myself that maybe this time I wouldn't hear the ringtone. This time she might pick up. My hopes were dashed without mercy. The cheerful melody had started up again within 2 seconds of me calling her. There was no doubt about it now, and I couldn't avert my eyes from reality anymore.
この部屋にある
Nanami's phone was somewhere in my room. Why? Had Nanami found it, or... Well, that's new. What I saw was the same model of phone I had. It was blood-stained. But no hand. Okay, interesting. No hand. Handless. Look, Mom, no hands. All right. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I knew exactly what that meant. I mean, yeah, it's better. Hey, that's new. This seems like a absolutely phenomenal opportunity for me to go get some food. I'm hungry. Yep. I'm out. That startled me. All right, yeah. I kind of wish I could just finish this, but I'm so freaking hungry. So I'll do it next time. It'll probably be a really short one then too, because I want it. It'll just be one chapter, but it'll be a chapter of like all new stuff. I don't know. Regardless, I'm out. Bye.